Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at Rose, see what's going on, of course, and hopefully help understand big picture and where we're going to go next. If you're new to the channel, I love teaching people how to trade. Hopefully you can learn something here today. And if you would like to become a community member, link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. Very, very good resource for just helping you understand where to go from here. I have a trading academy, teach you every step of the way how to become a better trader. Also, of course, a signal group where I send out signals for every trade that I take. We just took profit, 15% in 7 hours from Bitcoin. And of course, we also took some profits from Luna, about 38% for one of our swing trades. So it's been a pretty good day for us. We got a lot more on the cards, of course, and Rose may be one of those eventually here. We're going to take a look and see. So once again, let's go ahead and find out what's going on. So here's some things to understand. So big picture, Rose has done very well in the past, right? So we got to acknowledge that. Okay, it's seen a couple of nice, significant increase of runs. So in other words, anytime it goes on a push, it has a tendency of continuing this ascending type of pattern, then it'll retrace for some time. Ascending pattern, retrace for some time. So do we think that this retracement is over? It's hard to say specifically, but I would say no, just in the big picture. And if history has any tendency of repeating itself, which it does, it also doesn't have to, right? Then we could experience, because if you look at this here, from May, so from April to, it took from April to September. So it took 5 months for it to consolidate after that first increase. Not saying it's going to happen again. We may not take 5 months, of course, but we're only about a month into this consolidation phase, if you will, or even less. So the likelihood of it continuing sideways for longer is still there. Okay, so just kind of throwing it out there, letting you know it's not all it's not all roses, no pun intended, but suffice to say, it's not looking terrible either, and I'll explain what I mean by that. Because we have this descending type of pattern that we just had a breakthrough. Of course, a lot of coins are breaking through right now as well, but Rose has a specific indication here that it will probably continue higher before it goes lower. Now, how much higher, it's hard to say specifically because we're under both moving averages. We have this potential death cross forming here where the 50 is going to intersect with the 200, and that essentially pushes the price action down lower. So we could see an increase until we hit the 200, and we might see a rejection that could keep the price kind of within that range. So I'd say that 27 cents is the likelihood, but can it break 27 cents? That is the question, because that seems to be a point of contention. You can see here, 3 days in a row could not pass that plane on the candle wicks, and even on the candlesticks here, when they actually closed, you're looking at 26.3 as the resistance. Okay, so just know 26.3 to 27 is a very strong resistance channel, and we need to understand and acknowledge the fact that that might be a difficult place to cross. In fact, why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at the volume profile while we're here and just kind of see where we're at. Obviously, we got the most amount of volume there. Let's go ahead and just zoom in for the most recent increase ever since it passed the price of about 12 cents. So we can see the most amount of volume coincidentally right above the price point, right there at about 25.5. So there's a lot of volume here, which is in some cases you could say adverse. It's above the price action, but on the same accord, it could be positive as we build more volume to get there. Okay, so it'll work as a strong foundation once we break it, but there's no doubt that this 26 to 27 cent range is going to be an area of potential, well, obvious resistance, but potential concern. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at some of the obvious here. Let's go back to the 1 day. I'm sorry, I want to look at the RSI. We're under 50 still. Most coins are above 50, so that does tell us that price point of 26 to 27 cents is still relevant and potential resistance. So if you're a long-term holder of Rose, continue to add to your position. I don't think it's going to be a terrible idea. Can it go lower? Yes, but how much higher is it going to go? And they made it future, probably not that much. So DCA is usually a good indication of what's going to happen, or sorry, a good way of preserving yourself and investing, getting some skin in the game without overdoing it. And when I say DCA, I'm talking about a small percentage of your portfolio. Try not to put too much in. Because again, Rose does take off sometimes, but it's on its downtrend still. Even though it broke this little descending wedge pattern, it still takes a while to to break free of these little channels, right? It took about 6 months before to kind of ramp back up again. It could take another 4 or 5 months from here before we see a significant increase, at least to its all-time high. I don't think we're going to see its all-time high in the near future. It'd be really weird if we did, because it's unlikely, but it has proven to do well in the past in short bursts. Okay, so again, that's why we DCA. Add to your position, but don't put everything all in here at once. Looking at the 4 hour, quickly to identify, we're up over 50 on the RSI, which is good. That does help us understand that we broke free from this, this type of pattern, right? Which is essentially reflected here on the price action. We also have the MACD that really just tells us that we had a nice convergence here recently. We got a lot of that recently based on Bitcoin jumping up 8% in a 10-hour period or something, or one candlestick I think is like 5%, or if in 1 hour we went up 5% from Bitcoin. So when you see that kind of increase, we're going to see results like this. So the bottom line though is that we are overextended to an extent. We're at a 6. Bitcoin's at a 9 right now. So Bitcoin we should expect to consolidate and go sideways. This is the point in which we're going to see if Rose has any gusto, right? If Rose just kind of goes sideways too and doesn't leg up without Bitcoin's consent, then we can identify that Rose is still reliant on Bitcoin. Coins like Luna, Near Protocol, I think Atom, a handful of others are still kind of going on their own way, even though yes, Bitcoin influenced their decision to increase significantly today. They're moving more independent in that sense, kind of creating that lack of codependence. And if we don't see that from Rose, then that could be a sign that we'll see more price action to the side, and we may not expect a significant increase from Rose too. But again, there's nothing wrong with the amount. I mean, we're up almost 15% in 24 hours. That's fantastic. That's almost 2x of Bitcoin. That's great. I'm not saying we can't celebrate that. I just don't see any signs here that we're going to experience a breakout per se until, at the very least, we get above 27 cents, because this is obviously a strong resistance channel. And until we can get above there, get that volume profile below the price point, then we'll see the breakout. Between now and then, I'm not sold. So again, just kind of shooting straight. That's kind of what I see here. On the 1 hour chart, though, let's see if we have any potential continuation. TD sequential tells us we're overextended. We see that a lot in other coins right now. Pretty standard. Ichimoku Cloud is going to give us all indications that we're free and clear of any price action. So we really have no reason to close our position either. So again, there could be another leg up. We're seeing some consolidation here, of course. If there was another push up and it breaks the 27 cent range, then we'll be in good shape. Just know we're going to have a lot of resistance between 25.5 and 27.5. Those are kind of strong areas there essentially. So all in all, big picture, I think Rose does have potential to do good, to do well. It's just that until we can get past this little resistance channel, just say hypothetically we get past that, in the next month or two, we could see a price range of somewhere in the range of about 36 cents. That would probably be a best case scenario. Again, once we build a little bit more volume at this current price range, get that volume profile below below us, so to speak, close above 27 cents on the 1 day, and we're good to go. So I'd say close above 1 day at 27 cents would be a very good start to go in the right direction at that point, because I'm going to go ahead and set an alert. And we're going to kind of just pay attention. Once it hits 27 cents, then I'll take another look at this and make sure that we understand that it's moving and has a healthy continuation. For now, this is just that knee-jerk reaction a lot of coins have, and I'm not super sold on a significant breakout from Rose yet. All right, if that makes any sense, I hope that does. Again, that is kind of where we're at here for Rose. It's neither good nor bad. It's more positive than negative. It's just that based on its history, I don't think it's had enough consolidation or continuation of the downside yet. Will it continue down much lower? I don't think so. We have a strong amount of support at the 22 cent range. I just think we're going to see some sideways action for longer before it actually truly breaks out. But being above 27 is a big start. Okay. All right. Hopefully you learned something here today. If you did, comment below. If not, perhaps you're currently a new member wanting to become a better trader. Link in the description below, CryptoCache.tech. I send out signals for every trade that I take, so you know how to structure your trades. I provide you with a trading academy, teaching you every step of the way to become a better trader with foundational knowledge, and more so, the psychology of trading, not necessarily just all this technical stuff. They go hand in hand, don't get me wrong, but having a sound mind and a sound body makes a lot of sense in trading. I cover that too. All right, anyways, thanks again for joining me here. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have yourself a great rest of your day. Appreciate your time.